Welcome back to the Challenge in the Spin podcast. Today's guest is Maria, and her journey is one that proves that it's never too late to change direction in life. Maria started pole at Polar Size back in 2016 before becoming an instructor just 2 years later. But alongside teaching, she was also juggling life as a maths and physics tutor, working in a warehouse, and eventually making the decision to return to university. She completed her master's and became a full-time mechanical engineer, achieving what many would consider a great, stable job. The problem was that it wasn't the life she wanted. In May of 2025, Maria made the bold decision to leave her office job and pursue instructing and PT full-time. Today, she now teaches pole dance, works as a personal trainer, and has even launched a retreat business with her sister. In this episode, we talk about career changes, confidence, finding the courage to walk away from stability, building a life around your passions, and of course, plenty of pole. Whether you're thinking about making a big life change yourself or you're just simply curious about Maria behind the impressive flips and static power combos, then this conversation is something for you. So let's see what she says. Thanks so much, Maria, for coming and joining me on the Challenge and Spin podcast.
No bother.
So excited to have a catch up. Finally,
I
we'll meet again
know.
after about 2 years. But yeah, so I thought it would be good just to start off with telling people a wee bit about you, who you are, and also how you discovered pole.
I'm Maria. I have been doing pole now for just over 10 years, and I've been teaching pole for about 8 years. So I actually hadn't done a button of fitness, like had never even seen a gym membership by the time I was 25, and then decided to get in shape because my mental and physical health was not great at that time. And a friend of mine was like, working out will do wonders for you. She wasn't wrong. And I ended up in a bodybuilding gym and got into competitive bodybuilding. Absolutely loved it. Still love weight training. And I think I came across an ad for Polar Size on Facebook and don't know what possessed me, but took a notion to go to it anyway and loved it. Just never looked back. Started in Polar Size, trained every single week as much as I could for about 2 years or so. And then Elle had said, I don't know if I must have let her know that I would be interested in teaching, because at the time I was actually a maths and physics tutor. So I liked teaching, but she'd said I could do a bit of teaching at Polar Size, and I've been there pretty much ever since. And I would be very not great at sticking to things. So I have tried everything in that time. I've done rugby, jiu-jitsu, different fighting sports, running, athletics, gymnastics, you name it, I've tried it. My back room is like a graveyard of hobbies that I have started and stopped.
Yeah.
But I have stuck to pole the whole time.
Brilliant.
I just absolutely love it. And I love teaching. I really, really like teaching. I think that's probably one of the things that keeps me going, even when I'm not loving my own practice. It's coming in, seeing my wee students, always feel better after my classes. And then my friend Danny opened this place, Rise, I think a year ago, slightly more than a year ago. In between chatting to her, I came and started teaching in here too. And in between all of that, I became a mechanical engineer, got like a consultancy job, did the whole office life, was a horrific employee because I could not sit still, worked hard, but could not sit still. It just wasn't for me. So about a year ago, I took a jump off the deep end and was like, let's go full-time PT and pole instructor.
Love that.
And now I'm just winging it, doing it live.
Amazing. No, because there was when you actually sent me your bio, there was so many things I didn't know. And I was like, wow, this woman is incredible. Like,
So
but
static.
one of the things that actually stood out to me, and you touched there about how much you love teaching, was that you were only pole dancing and Polar Size for 2 years.
Yeah.
So 2016 and then 2018 you started to teach.
Yeah.
Which I thought was amazing. Like within 2 years you've become a teacher. So what was it that sort of was the moment where you thought, yeah, I can actually teach this?
I think that that's mental in hindsight.
Your reflection.
And actually, it's probably one of the things that I stress about as a teacher now is it was when I was helping other girls in class
Yeah.
which I had no business doing. Like, you're really not supposed to do that. And it freaks me out a bit whenever I see students doing that in class, because my insurance would not be happy about it.
Yeah.
But I think whenever I could see people struggling with stuff and I was like, I tried this and this helped me, or maybe if you try moving your leg a little bit, and then they get into it, and I'd be like, all freaking proud of myself. I'm sure whoever my instructor was, it would have been Martine, Elle, or Lorna, wanted to wring my neck. But I liked that. So I did. And and I think I remember Elle saying something like to that effect. She was like, I can see that you're interested in like helping people in class as much as doing your own thing. So I think she'd probably thought a better flipping hire before she'd kill someone.
Get the insurance to be covered now.
Exactly.
But no, I honestly, I thought that was class. I was like, that's amazing within 2 years to be able to do it. Because I think as well, it's very different teaching it and being able to explain pole than actually being an amazing dancer yourself at
For
it.
sure. It was one of the things that improved my pole the most, was trying to figure out how to explain things to people, because I realized there was like a lot of stuff that I knew how to do, but I wasn't good at explaining it to other people.
Yes.
So then I had to spend a lot of time like working on basic moves, but trying to figure out what I was actually doing to get into them.
Yeah.
So that I could explain it well. And that helped my practice a huge amount. So it did so much.
That makes sense. Actually, I've never thought of it in that way, that actually the teacher then helps with their own thing. So how would you, I sort of asked Martine this as well, how would you describe your teaching style? How would you?
I think a lot of my like engineering background comes out in it, because I really love like the nitty gritty detail. I really love like the mechanics of the moves.
Yes.
And like I can see my students' eyes glazing over in class someday as I explain to like the infinite detail of how I think you get into these moves and what muscles you're moving and stuff. So I'm like very much a problem solver. I love getting girls of all levels who are stuck on specific moves and trying to figure out like what is it, what little bit is it that they're missing, that'll help them get into it. So I think you see a lot of my like engineering background in my teaching as well. And then as a pole dancer, I wouldn't say I have the greatest like finesse or flexibility. I'd be a lot more like power, static, tricks, flips, all that side of it.
Brilliant. Well, that makes me feel better, because my next one of my questions I had, and I thought, is this a stupid question, was actually, does your maths and physics like come into pole dance? So you've just said it there, sort of, you do use it. So how would you sort of describe like the physics of pole dancing?
So like this is something I've actually been learning a lot. I guess the language that I would have used for most of my pole teaching career came from engineering. It was a lot about like levers and pulleys and things, which made a lot of sense to me and probably fuck all sense to the rest of the class. Now that I've started doing a lot more PTing and I spend a lot of time chatting to the guys in there about how the body moves and looking at it as all one system, I'm now learning a lot about pole is push-pull sport. That's something you'll hear all the time. That push-pull combo is very unique to pole, and it's actually, pole's very similar to calisthenics. It's all that upper body. It's a lot of push, a lot of pull, a lot of internal, external rotation of the hips and of the arms. It's why our wee shoulders get so banjaxed. And I don't think I'd ever appreciated how all the muscles link together. So I've just had about 2 years of like chronic elbow pain, mostly from pole, and I think it's something a lot of pole dancers go through. You either get elbow pain or shoulder pain. It's one or the other is coming for you.
Brilliant.
So I've had to spend a lot of time figuring out what is it exactly that's causing that problem. So I've been learning all about like your serratus anterior, your external rotation and your internal rotation, this, that, and the other. But it's actually helped me a huge amount now with my students, helping explain to them exactly how that push movement works and how the pull movement works and how we do our twisty grip. I think it's fascinating. I think a lot of people will be like, right, eyes glazing over, but I love it. And I love being able to apply the engineering background I have and now the PT skills that I'm building into pole and see how they all cross over. It's interesting.
I think it's very interesting. I mean, because actually one of my friends, he does physics. And I said to him, I was like, so can you describe the physics of pole dancing to me? Like, even, so would you sort of, when say you're going upside down or you're struggling to get a move, would you actually be able to sort of do a calculation of some sort to
Like for
sort of help
sure,
you.
because it's even things like the closer you are to the pole, the lighter you're going to be. The further you put your body away from the pole, the heavier it's going to be.
Yeah.
The more you can get your hips over your head, the lighter it's going to feel. And that's why moves like butterfly are so difficult for girls, because they are afraid to stack their hips right. So then it's the difference between, if you're not stacked, it's a much more strengthy move. And if you are better stacked, it becomes a lot lighter and a lot more efficient.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. It's looking at all those like physicsy type movements and how it applies.
Yeah. And is there a difference do you see a difference between men and women when you're teaching?
For sure. And I actually had the jiu-jitsu school across the road from Polar Size. They came in last year and did a workshop.
Brilliant.
It was hilarious because guys in general are just, their upper body strength is huge compared to women's. And we carry way more weight in our hips. We actually have much stronger hips than guys, but that's not as useful in pole.
Right, yeah.
To an extent. So like these guys were all in and they were like inverts, flags.
Stop.
Yeah. Flipping shoulder mounts, everything. They were
Jealous.
so strong. But their coordination was crap.
Right.
They didn't have any conditioning, so their ability to tolerate pain was zero.
Okay.
I think that girls are a lot more, in general, girls can be like a lot more thoughtful and considerate, and will pick up technique a little bit more. Because we don't have the same level of strength as guys, we have to be better at the skill side of it.
Yeah.
Women tend to be a little bit more flexible in general as well, and you can use flexibility to sort of cheat the strength element a little bit, depending on the moves that you're talking about. So there's definitely a big difference. It can be a little bit heartbreaking when you have guys in, because you're like, I spent years building the strength for something you've just bombed straight into. But pros and cons.
Yeah, exactly. To both. I would pay to have seen those jiu-jitsu guys trying to do Superman or something really painful. Like.
But you know what? Guys, see, especially straight guys, I don't think that they always have the same, or feel like they have the same access to pole, or they're a little bit more nervous about, like they don't get to express themselves in the same way. And like, see, anytime I get guys in the studio, they just have the best time. Like the boys all brought in like little hot pants and stuff, and we're doing like sexy dances. They were having the best time. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, it should be definitely something that they should access more, because they would be so incredibly like naturally gifted at it as well to do it.
For sure.
But it's sort of continuing on then with your maths, your physics, and a massive congrats on getting your masters. That is some achievement. I'm sure a lot of
it's rough.
Tears, sweat went into that.
As you well know, it is hard work.
But I'd love to hear more sort of about, you made the decision then to step away from the office life to then do PTing and instruction.
Yeah.
Sort of talk me through that decision. What was going on in your head to go, no, I know I need to leave this sort of now?
I'd actually tried to do that when I'd first started teaching pole, because at that time I was teaching pole, I was teaching maths and physics as like a private tutor, and I was working in a warehouse, and absolutely loved that. And at the time I tried to make a go of just being full pole instructor, but I didn't have the same like stability at that stage. I didn't have the same savings and stuff behind me. I was renting, I was trying to buy a car, I was living on my own. So at that stage, it wasn't financially feasible to sort of take that risk. So then I was like, right, I'll get my degree, because I'd actually dropped out of my degree at 18. And so I'd gone back as an adult because I really wanted my engineering degree. So I was like, I'll do that, I'll get the job, and I'll split it 50-50. So then I did I think I did 4 years in consultancy there, and like saved as much money as I could. I've been with my partner for almost 5 years now, so we've bought a house together. And he has a brilliant job in University of Ulster Sports Services, and he's previously been a PT as well, so he knows the hours and the lifestyle that goes along with it. So I was just finding office life incredibly frustrating. I don't like having to do things that I don't want to do, which my mom is like, Maria, you can't live like that. You got to do stuff that you don't want to do. And I'm like, I hear you, but it's just not in my soul. So so I'm 36 now. I own my own home. I've got a really supportive partner. He's got a really secure job. He's happy to buy me food whenever I run out of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier time for me to take risks. So it is something I've been working towards for like 10 years, and I've just been incredibly lucky, I guess, to get to a point where the stars have aligned and I'm able to kind of go out and take the risk and have at it.
Yeah.
And it's awesome because like my partner laughs at me. He's like, Maria, you said you were going to go and work for yourself so that you could do less hours and have more free time. And I'm probably doing twice as many hours as I was doing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like that. Like I love my job. I like so often I will get this like feeling. I'd be like lying on the floor with my heels in the air teaching choreo, being like, this is ridiculous that you're getting paid to wave your feet around these fancy heels.
Yeah.
It's very surreal, but it's such a cool job. I love it.
It's brilliant. And that's the thing. It's sort of that thing of no time is the right time, like to sort of, you know, make that decision and go with it.
Yeah.
But, you know, to leave a job and, as you said, that stability that it gave you, but you wanted that more flexibility and to do something you're actually more passionate about. So, sort of maybe a deep question, but what has pole done for you in your life? Like, what is it that makes you turn down this stability or this office job to actually go all in?
First of all, like in my own practice, it has been unbelievably rewarding to build up like that level of strength in my own body. It's made me feel a lot more like safe and secure in myself. And it's given me like a feeling of a sense of control, I guess, because I would be a very skittery person, a bit all over the place, very impulsive, very like whirlwind vibes. And this is like being able to build strength and progress and be consistent in something is something that makes me feel a lot more settled and just, more content in myself. Being able to do a practice over a really long length of time and to be able to see the ebbs and the flows and the overall progress is so rewarding, especially in something that is an insanely difficult sport.
Yeah.
Like it's something we're incredibly toxic about is we expect to be able to do all these things and they're so hard. See, compared to like doing PT now with my clients, it's made me understand just how strong pole girls are and things that I've taken for granted. It's quite a toxic view that we put on ourselves, which is difficult. And then just teaching pole as well. Like I love teaching beginners. It's not everybody's cup of tea because it is chaos, like herding feral cats. It's the simplest things for them. Like whenever they get their first chair spin, like you'll remember this, your first invert, your first whatever it is, like seeing people's faces light up and how excited they get and how big an achievement is and to be part of that is phenomenal. And like I've got advanced girls now that I've known for 5-6 years and I get to know their life stories outside of work, like all their trials, their tribulations, their wins, their fails, and they bring it all to the studio and they like just keep working and keep moving, and that's a lovely thing to be a part of people's lives like that. It's a way for me to have a community, which I love.
No, it's so lovely, and pole is so unique. Like even I think no other sport sort of has that level of absolute pain where it's bruised, it's so painful. But then, you know, you can go upside down whilst doing this. The brain power, even the cognitive ability you need to know, right, that hand goes there and this. It's just so unique, I think.
And we're forever saying, every pole girl I know says, I'm not strong, I'm not flexible, I'm not coordinated. I'm like, girl, you don't even know how strong, flexible, and coordinated you are. Myself included. I do it all the time. And it's a really, really good sport. I love it.
And it is so true. Like even in classes, like you always have some of those bad days in classes where you're like, I cannot get this move. But then when you actually look back at it, you're like, well, last year I couldn't even climb to the top of the pole, and now I'm doing a butterfly extended butterfly upside. But we're so hard on ourselves at the time to be like, oh, I can't believe that I didn't get this extended butterfly combo into Superman.
And that's why I always encourage girls to record things and keep wee clips for those days, and then you'll get wee memories pop up on your stories and you're like, oh, I can do that now.
Exactly.
I am getting better.
No, and I actually remember even with your classes, you taught me how to headstand. I never knew how to, and we always religiously started with a headstand. And when I got so frustrated with headstands because I could not do them without like kicking up.
For sure.
And then when I got that headstand, I was like,
unbelievable.
The world's at peace now. The world's at
And
peace.
see, even that skill of being able to like manage frustration and fear,
Absolutely.
like that helps, I think, outside of life as well. Like if you can learn how to manage frustration and fear in your play, in your hobby, when you go into the workforce or when you go into family life or relationships that are difficult, you can use that skill there as well. That's I've noticed that in my own life a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I've never thought of that, but that's really good. Sort of, well, we were talking there about highlights. What has been some of your own highlights with your own pole journey?
What would be some of my highlights? Probably the first time I did like a showcase performance. That was really exciting because I do love performing. I don't do it enough. And then probably going to like workshops and retreats. I'm terrible for doing that because I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna go and they're gonna find out that I'm actually crap at pole. And then I'll get there and I'll have such a good time.
Yeah.
And then moves wise, shoulder mount combos, handspring combos.
Yeah.
I will forever be in love with doing handsprings and Aishas. Absolutely love them. And then any time that I get students into something that they've been super, super excited about. I love that too. Like I have a girl at the minute who I'm helping and she's really advanced, but she's not really done many handsprings. And this is not through my own skill because she got it in like 2 sessions. She just had never had someone to be like, try it.
Yeah.
So then she's like all excited and then I'm all excited. It's like getting the first handspring all over again.
Yeah. And probably 90% of that was maybe fear where she felt like, oh, I don't feel comfortable to actually do that. Yeah.
She's all like, oh my God, you taught. I'm like, I didn't do shit. I stood there and held your hand while you did it.
No.
But thank you, I'll take it.
Exactly. We all need the moral support and pole. But you said the famous word there that I am excited to talk about, which is retreats.
Yes.
A retreat. So you and your sister have opened a retreat business. Please tell me all about this.
We have. So my middle sister Claire, her and I are like soulmates. We're soul sisters. We are the same person, which has its pros and cons because we're both chaotic. And it would actually probably be useful if we had someone a little bit more stable in our lives to manage us. That's kind of baby sister's role. But it's something she's kind of following a similar path. She is doing less and less corporate consultancy work and more teaching.
Brilliant.
But she is yoga, Pilates, reformers area. Yeah. She keeps shouting at me for calling it reformers. I think it's supposed to be just reformer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't
think
know.
I say reformers.
Thank you. So it's something that she has wanted to start for a long, long time, is to have some sort of family business, and she's always wanted to host retreats.
Brilliant.
So yeah, at the start of the year, we started talking about it. Actually, it was probably last year. And working towards it and putting the feelers out and figuring out how we would manage it. And I think, my other half was like, you maybe should have waited a little bit longer and done a little bit more prep. But we were like, do you know what? Let's just start. Let's try it out. Yeah. We know that we're very proficient teachers. The other lovely girl, Emily Lamy, who we've known since we were kids as well, has like a decade of teaching experience as well. Wow. So we're like, we've got that side of it down. Yeah. We've got a phenomenal chef. We've got a phenomenal venue. So we might as well just get going. And we're all able to bring our own skills. She's from a PR marketing background. So she's able to manage all of the website. Brilliant. Speaking to papers. We did like a wee newspaper article. Love it. And yeah, we're going to host our first retreat. We're going to try and keep it like an Irish theme and do some of the Irish festivals. But we're going to do our first one for the autumn equinox at the end of September. Woo. And we've got a few people signed up already. We've got a few spaces left. And yeah, I think it's going to be very in keeping with our spirit and our attitude. So it's going to be a bit silly, a bit chaotic. It's going to be trying out new things. I think especially I'm bringing a lot of like my pole and acro to it, and that'll be something that'll be quite unique for like a yoga retreat. I'm going to bring my stage pole as well. Love and that. Let everybody have a wee go at that too. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be super exciting. And then the three sisters, we're going to try and just keep building momentum and growing. And we're trying to get we have a lot of friends who have their own businesses. So we're trying to incorporate as many of those as we can.
Yeah.
Keep it local, use a lot of friends.
Absolutely.
And try and grow. I really believe the more you can like give away and help other people, the more it'll come back round.
Absolutely.
Even if you're absolutely bricking it, it will come back round. I really do believe that. So it'll be a great party to start, and then we'll just try and keep building it up from there.
Love that. That is so exciting.
It's terrifying, but it's super exciting. Like, I can't wait.
It sounds amazing. And sort of, what was the reason of why a retreat business? What was sort of the idea there?
I think probably retreats like this. Well, I guess pole retreats are very, very popular now as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just something we thought that we could offer well.
Yeah.
And like the idea of just having a few days to get away, to chill, to have a bit of your own space and time, I think that's like more exciting than just offering more classes or more PT things.
Absolutely.
We had played with the idea of starting with like day retreats, but the venue we found is gorgeous. It's in Limavady, and it's got like a studio with like a sprung floor. So I'm really excited because I can teach lots of like tumbles and things in there.
You'll be all over that.
All of it. So I think we wanted to add in more of the lifestyle as well. So rest, recovery, good food, teach a little bit of nutrition, try and bring some more like awareness to Irish culture and Irish food. And a retreat just seemed like a nice way to do it.
Love that.
It's a great excuse for us to go for a couple of days and hang out with friends and do fun stuff.
No, that sounds so exciting. Honestly, I wish us all the best with it, genuinely. And we'll be challenging the spin, we'll be supporting it any way we can. Absolutely. So you've now got this business. It's going to be running first retreat in September. Has there been anything that surprised you with starting a business? Anything, misconceptions, challenges, anything that surprised you in general?
I think just the sheer amount of work that goes into it. Because even this week we had a couple of calls to finalize the menu. And just the logistics of like, how many kilos of friggin' sugar do we need? Like,
true, actually.
Like, that is wild. That took us hours trying to work out like portion sizes. And what days do you need to buy the dry ingredients? When do you need to buy the wet ingredients? What can you prep? How much freezer space do we have? Do we have pots that are big enough? This is, and I think for both of my businesses, it's the logistic stuff. That surprised me. Because I'm like, I can PT, I can teach, love it, box ticked. I'm not an accountant. I don't have any PR experience. I have no finance experience. I have no legal experience. And I had to learn all of those things live.
On the go.
Which has been traumatizing.
On the job training.
I mean, I'm incredibly lucky though, because I have like my other half, he has PT'd for half of his life. And I have friends who are doing their own businesses, who are doing fitness professionals. So I have been abusing that.
As you should.
I have been, give me all of your knowledge, help out. So I've been really, really lucky. I think that if you were starting this out at like 16 or on your own, it would be wild.
Crazy.
But for both businesses, I think that's been the bit that has shocked me the most. It's like the steep learning curve of the business side of it. That I think I underestimated a smidge.
No, as you said, like I would have never even thought, sugar, portion sizes. Like as you're talking about retreat, I never once thought, you have to think of those logistics.
Never once.
That's crazy. But I'm sure your math sort of came in handy there.
I'm like, I can calculate. That's what I can do. So it's everybody bring their unique skill set to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And sort of that's a good lesson to learn. And one of the questions I had was sort of what lessons have you learned in general in life, in pole, your mechanical engineering, your masters, and just overall, what sort of life lessons have you learned throughout this all?
I think the most important one that I learn again and again and again is do the things that you are good at. Work on the things that you're not good at, and be honest about that as well. Because especially like in PT at the minute, I'm getting it a lot, but I get it in pole too. Like I'll have girls come to me and be like, can you teach me a bird of paradise? And I'll be like, no, here is who can teach you a bird of paradise. I'm like, you want to know this flick? Great. Shoulder mounts? great.
Yeah.
It's the same in PT as well. I do a lot with older populations in like improving mobility, standing on your feet,
Love
getting
that.
strong. Absolutely love it. Working with mums. And I'll get people come to me and they'll be like, this bone's clicking and it moves in a weird way and it hurts twice a day at these hours. What's wrong with me? And I'll be like, girl, I did a week-long qualification. I did a level 3 PT qualification.
Yeah. You're a doctor now.
Do not know.
Yeah.
Like, here's someone you can speak to.
Yeah.
And it can be a little bit humbling. Like, I have to keep my ego in check because it's tempting to try and pretend that I know how to do it all. And I want to seem like I'm, very good at what I do. And I am. I'm as good as I should be at the stage that I'm at.
Yeah.
So it's, stick to what I can do. And I think the best way to help the people that I work with is be honest about what I can do well and safely and what's not my area. And then help them signpost to whoever else.
Yeah.
And especially like in pole, like that means I can support other instructors. Be like, go see this person, go talk to this person.
Support, no, definitely. And I think as well, it's so important to have those boundaries and to actually say no to some things and to understand that. I sort of was wanting to look at you've had to balance so many things in your life. You were maths and physics tutor while teaching, then you loved pole, your own pole life going on. You're teaching now and PT and all these things. But it feels like finally you're loving what you're doing. And as you said, you've such passion. You're really happy with where you are. How did you find that balance now? How have you found that?
Difficult. And like, I'm still not great at balancing things. I'd actually seen a thing on Instagram recently. I really liked it. And it was along the lines of success is not how much you can do, full stop. It's how much can you do without wrecking yourself.
Love that. Yeah.
That's more important. And I'm like, oh, that's a really good point.
Humbled.
Yeah, for sure. So like we were saying about the marathon before, that was too much.
No, too much.
That was the stage where I was like, right, you can't do everything at once. So I kind of work in like seasons. Instead of trying to keep everything running at the same time, I will be like, right, for the next month, I need to focus on kin.
Yes.
So it takes priority and the other things take second seat.
Yeah.
I'll still be doing them, but they're more like maintenance and it's what I'm trying to progress. And then like with my own practice, I'll maybe do in the summer, I'll do 6 months where I'm more focusing on my calisthenics and handstands.
Yeah.
And then I'll maybe move to a season where I'm focusing more on my pole skills. And so I try to balance things that way by giving different things the spotlight at different times. But I have to check myself. Like every few months, I'll be like, I am exhausted all of the time. Why? My friends will be like,
anyone there?
Take a day off. Like, good point.
No.
So I am kind of self-regulating in that I will eventually just keel over and be like, right, enough's enough.
Yeah.
Let's go through the checklist. What are we doing that we shouldn't be doing?
No, it is. It's so hard, as you said, because you also, I feel like there's such pressure on social media. Be like, have your shit together, do everything at once, hustle, also be amazing at pole, do this.
Yeah.
So actually to be able to accept, no, I can't do it is
and
difficult.
I listened to Katrina's podcast and seen her video she put up the other day and saying how social media can be so overwhelming. And that's something I've learned a lot. I try to stay off social media, and even like a lot of my friends, I don't follow them on social media. I try not to follow especially too many polers. If I'm not watching myself, I can let that make me feel bad.
Yeah.
And I don't need that.
No.
So I just don't look at stuff and try to get on with what I'm doing and do the best I can.
No.
But I think social media can be wonderful. It can be wonderful to find things and to connect with people. If I'm the type of person that puts very high expectations on myself, social media doesn't always help, I don't think.
No.
So I try to stay away from social media, especially when I'm tired, especially when I'm struggling.
Yeah. When it's my time of the month, I have to avoid that thing, otherwise I'll be an emotional wreck.
100%.
I'll be like, I am feeling in life in every area. Genuinely. But because I seen a quote as well, I think it was actually on Instagram too, and it was like, you can have it all, just not at the same time.
Exactly.
And it's like, you can have it all at the same time, just as you said, take your seasons, take your focuses. So yeah, sort of looking now at the future, all the exciting things happening, your retreat business, pole, sort of what's the future looking like? What are you excited about?
I'm really excited to see where our Kim business goes. I think like my own making moves with Maria, I absolutely love. And like I said, I'm in a lucky position where I don't have a huge amount of pressure on me. So I want to let that grow gradually and naturally, try and stay true to who I am and not have to panic too much about like selling myself or doing all those things that are so necessary and so difficult for businesses. Just try to take advantage of slow and steady with that. Absolutely. And the same with Kin as well. Like we'll get up and off the ground and then try and just let it grow gradually over time and see what it becomes and see who we can get involved with it. And I would love that to become like a bigger community of Irish businesses working together, seeing what can come out of it. In my own life, like we have our dog, our 2 kittens, our house. We've actually, this is mental, but we've just got planning permission to build a gym and a little mini pool area out the back.
Love that.
So we're going to try and do that slow and steady as well. I think that's the theme, slow and steady.
Yes.
Let everything just grow naturally and
love that.
Keep at it. I'm really, really settled now and like this is my career and I'm going to find a way to make that work.
Yeah.
Even if it has to change or adapt over time.
Absolutely.
But I just love working with people. So that will definitely be the theme.
No, that sounds so exciting. So much happening, but at the same time, still not too quickly, and everything's in balance. It sounds so lovely. So my final question that I ask every guest on this podcast is challenging the spin. I started because I wanted to challenge the narrative sort of on pole dance to showcase the positives of it and voices within the community. So what is one thing that topic can be pole related, unpole related that you think we should challenge the spin on, challenge the narrative about?
I think maybe what we talked about earlier is like with particularly straight guys, maybe doing a little bit more in the pole community. I don't know how well received or not that would be, but I just think that it's such a fun sport and I think it is something that everybody can get something from. I think particularly for women, they have the ability to get strength and confidence. And I think maybe for men, they might get a bit more of ability to be silly and to, you know, try something a little bit different, a little less masculine, I guess.
Right,
So yeah, probably I do think that pole is exceptionally hard, very, very difficult. It's not for everyone, but it is for everyone to try.
Yeah.
For sure. And I would like to see more of that.
Love that. No, brilliant. And a brilliant way to end it. We've never had that one as well, because some of the ones are quite similar, you know, age or strength. And so that's actually a really good one. And actually, straight men out there, shout out straight men. You can believe it or not, you can do both. But no, brilliant. Honestly, thanks so much, Maria, for chatting with me. It's been lovely catching up as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.